Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you very much wherever you are across the continent of Africa. Thank you very much, those watching us right from wherever you are. This is the Nairobi Command Center live in Nairobi near the headquarters of our IEBC. So thank you very much. This afternoon, we want to go through, and I want to thank Miriam right in the headquarters of Punchline Africa TV, and I want to thank Kiptanui right in Nakuru. Thank you very much. I'm reporting in a remote situation somewhere in Nairobi, monitoring through the IPF of FPI, which is the local network that the Chinchiris are trying to tell us that they are able to do it. We also have the equipment to do like a Chinchiris are doing. So thank you very much. Have the courage and listen to us, that we are also going to be very vigilant. And we want to thank Kenyans for having been very peaceful in voting. Thank you very much, Kenyans, for keeping the peace. Thank you very much, the people of Africa, for praying for Kenya to keep the peace, voting peacefully. Thank you very much, viewers of our television station. We are Punchline Africa TV, the only television station together with its radio, Punchline Africa, and the radio, the Ion Africa, and the others. We have done our great job. And we have told people for the last 5 years, Kenya needs peace. Kenya needs a way forward. Kenya needs to stand out. Kenya needs to be part and parcel of the international community. And this is what Uhuru Kenyatta wants to leave as a legacy. Thank you very much. Good evening. Good afternoon, I think so. We are still, yes, in the afternoon. Miriam Ogutu, back to you in the studios in Nairobi. I am Dr. David Matsanga in the mobile satellite unit that we have said we can see you from every angle. We can log you also from every angle. We can tell your location from every angle. Thank you very much.
Very well, Doc. Thank you so much, and a very good afternoon to our viewers. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you're tuned in and watching. This is a continuation of what we've been bringing to you. And in case you don't know, Kenyans, we did go to our elections on Tuesday, the 9th of August, and it is day 2 of counting and tallying. I think right now it's very much so tallying the figures, and as we wait for the official figures by the IEBC, the media houses have been busy doing their own independent tallying, and right now in all the leading the 3 leading media houses that have the capacity and the capabilities, Raila Odinga seems to be leading in all on 2 of these Dog, and and just one of them, they're closely tied together. So I don't know, how do you see this ending? As it is right now, close to 13 million votes have been accounted from what we're seeing from these figures that we are receiving, and according to Chebukati, of course, the official number of registered voters that went to vote on a Tuesday stands at just over 14.1 million voters. So right now, perhaps we're looking at a million votes that still could change the matrix in this election. So as we await for the remaining votes to be tallied, perhaps Kiptanui from Nakuru. A very good afternoon to you, Kiptanui.
A very good afternoon to you, my sister Miriam. A very good afternoon or good morning, Dr. David, wherever you are. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to our viewers across the world. I'm actually joining you from Nakuru CBD. The place is calm, people, the business people are running their businesses. There are a lot of movement around, and people are so excited for this results, so that they know whom they voted for, who has actually taken over as the president of the Republic of Kenya. Miriam, thank you for having me this afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much. So we are still remaining with just slightly over a million votes, so that perhaps from the projections we've been getting from the different media houses, maybe as we await the official results from the IEBC, is it safe to perhaps predict who might be the next president of the Republic of Kenya? It's too early for that.
Not too early, Miriam. And I had also predicted myself that let us assume Wajakoya and Maura get 0. And this 1 million votes, which is outside, we give these two people, the presidential aspirant for Azimio, Raila Odinga, we give 500. And presidential aspirant for UDA, William Ruto, we give 500. Raila has just gone with this seat. It is not too early.
Except we don't know where the remaining polling stations the results are from. So maybe that could really change.
No. I have, Miriam, don't worry, I'm here. You go, I'm going to read for you each and everything and the location. Okay, thank you. Let me introduce my machine. First of all, so far as we stand right now, 99.84% of all 34, Form 34, have been returned, 34A. They are being verified, and there is only for 0.16% of the forms of which they are not in anywhere near Mr. Ruto's stronghold. Mr. Ruto needs 115 clear 1,000 votes in order to surpass Raila Odinga. 115, as it stands on the medium, you are in the studio, get the calculator, it's very simple. As it stands, Raila needs only 60,000 votes to pass the mark of 50 plus, because he already has enough number. By the time of exit poll, he will have enough number to bring us where we are today. That we don't know, we are not the ones to declare who has won and what, but we are doing an analysis. Now, we are doing a projection. And our projection is very simple. Raila and Ruto needs 115,000, where he is right now with 99.84 votes in order for him to pass the 50 plus 1, what is required. And then Raila needs only 60. And the total number of votes I'm looking for tallied, let me look for as Miriam, you can continue talking. I am looking for the figures here, so that I can bring them very, very, very confidently to you. And that because, yes, here I am. Total number of votes cast now, 037,506. That is, to get 50 plus 1, you need 6,518,753 plus 1. Okay.
Is that the
votes?
Sorry, is that the number of votes that were totally cast yesterday? Because the IEBC said it was 14.1 million votes.
Remember, I'm doing 99.84. I'm coming, Miriam.
Okay.
There is 0.16, which will make it 100, which is remaining. You get the pen, you will see it. It will rhyme very well.
Okay.
The total votes cast so far out of 99.84 are 13,000,000 037,506. Or the total 34A that have arrived. Sorry, Miriam, not cast. That have arrived. Thank you. I knew where you are heading, but I did not. I have just seen it. Total 34 A's that have landed in that big computer, which is using this gadget here also. Okay. To get a 50 plus 1% in Kenya, you need 6,518,75 3 plus 1. So the votes that have been counted right now as we stand, the votes that have been counted 1 hour ago, because this is the information of 1 hour ago, are 12,942,028. So far, Miriam. Raila Odinga, out of that 34, out of the forms that are in IEBC now, out of 34, this is the projection, this is what we got from the portal. Out of the 34A forms that are in, Raila Odinga 1 hour ago had garnered 6,451,836. So from that 12,942,028, Miriam, don't forget, the remaining votes, the remaining 0.016 is 95,478. Now, if Raila has got 6,451,836, Raila needs 66,918 to get 50%, and we are home, gone home, whatever. He will be above the level of our projection. William Ruto, on the other hand, out of the votes that have been cast 1 hour ago, William Ruto has 6,404,512. And he needs, I'm telling you, he needs 114,241 to get 50%. Now you tell me where he's going to manufacture the vote, either from heaven or Gabriel, because the miracles always happen at Ruto's place. So it is not mathematically possible, even if you have done good mathematics in Cambridge or Oxford. If you have that vote, which is already in the computer, to manufacture 114,000. But the worst scenario is that the remaining votes, clusters that are behind, are in Kakamega, Mandera, and Mombasa, which are the strongholds of one of the candidates. So the best case scenario, and I'm being objective here, is the worst case scenario. Let me not go to the best, because I would be analyzing now. I would be declaring, which is not very good. The worst case scenario in Kenya, if it so happens by miracle, could be a runoff. Don't forget, the two other candidates are also heating. The two other candidates.
They're also eating into this pie. Your
Yes,
friend Wajakoya is doing very well.
If Wajakoya and the other gentleman strike a 3%, we are dead. We have to go back to the drawing board and start talking about a runoff. But by now, as things stand now, as things stand at the moment, that is, Miriam, what is on table. And that is exactly what has happened and what we are doing right now. That is the analysis. From there, you can pick it and see what has happened. But one of the things that has brought me, as we discuss Miriam, we have been discussing lots and lots of things about what could happen to the younger people, the voter apathy. What has shocked me is the voter apathy. What happened to the youth? Where did the youth run to? Where did the 80 million disappeared? They went down the bush or the water of Indian Ocean. Miriam, this should worry you in Kenya, that you have paid all this money to go and print these papers, and then you have someone disappearing, not coming to vote. Then it keeps my case, which I have been saying, the best I can do, if I were in Kenya, I would not handle an election, give anybody an election at all. Because why? Where did they go? What happened? Miriam, tell us what happened. Maybe you know. Thank you very much. Back to you in the headquarters. It is very hot here and becoming very hot wherever I am here now. So, despite the fact that outside there has become cold, inside here is becoming very hot. So let me open up. Miriam, this is it. That's exactly what the situation is. Thank you very much, Miriam.
Very well, thank you so much. Perhaps Tanui can have an idea on why the younger people, perhaps, even as we wait for the official, I think, analysis after we're all done, maybe IEBC will tell us from its own records how the younger generation voted. But a lot of them, even the ones I know, do not bother to go vote. So perhaps Tanui could have a good idea as to what is the case. Captain Tanui.
Thank you so much, Vivian. Maybe you give me a minute, I get out of where I am. Maybe so that I rejoin back in the next 5 minutes, please.
Okay, and that's.
I'm not comfortable. Yeah, I'm not comfortable.
Very well, I understand. Okay, find a suitable place, and then we will. Yes.
Yeah.
Very well, thank you. I also saw someone join us. I don't know if it's Dr. Nyanchama. Okay, so the person left. So, Doc, apparently from what I was hearing, some young people say is that they're tired. They're tired of the empty promises politicians make. They're tired because when they look back, some of these people don't have their interest at heart. And they're tired because they didn't think a lot of these politicians carried their aspirations. So they're saying they didn't feel the need to go to vote. They were not motivated enough because these people have been, speaking and talking, and just looking back, a lot of these promises have not been accomplished, and so they did not feel the need. But also a lot of these young people failed to understand the history in this country and how far we have come, and so perhaps their understanding on the importance of them going to vote it could be just a bit limited. You would, if you've lived in this country long enough and you understand the history of this country, especially our democratic space, then you would appreciate, your position as a citizen of this country, and you need to take your civic duty very seriously and go and have a say as far as the leadership of this country is concerned. But also another concern that I think I heard one of these young people who never bothered to go vote say is that their vote did not matter. And judging from the elections that we've had before, where there has been cases of, not free elections, and we've seen some cases even go to court. So they said, it does not matter. If I cast my vote, it will not even count. But I think from how IEBC has been able to conduct these elections this year, I think it has inspired some we're not out of the woodwork yet. I'm sure there will be some cases in court challenging this and that, but so far IEBC must have picked from the elections we had in 2017 and made some good changes. And because my experience even going to vote this time at the polling station was quite different. They were efficient. The time I took there was not so much, and they were very organized. And I think that has been the case, apart from a few places where some delays were experienced. But largely, there has been some improvement from how IEBC conducted the last elections we had 5 years ago with how these elections this year went by. So maybe that moving forward will inspire these young people who thought their votes didn't matter anyway because it will not be counted as they would wish, judging from what we've had in the past. So maybe that would inspire them next time to take that very important civic duty very seriously, to go and make their voice heard as far as their votes is concerned.
Miriam, thank you very much for bringing out those questions. First, are we together here now? First, let's be very honest. IEBC this time, I bumped into the Ugandan IEBC chairperson in one of the hotels. Miriam, he almost hid down at the table, under the table, because I asked him, Matanga, I'm always very open. I asked this guy, today I hope you have come to learn how Kenyans, in fact, some of them think Kenya is the way you have organized this thing, the way IEBC, this network, that network, plug here, take here, Miriam, it's like in London.
But we had to make noise, and we have to make sure we kept them on toes.
Yes.
we didn't give them a break, and I think they knew that we are watching and the world is watching, so they had to improve from what they did last time.
Thank you very much, my sister. It is true. We made noise, and our noise, especially our television station, we did not take any chances. And if you hated us, hate us. But we made the noise, and they cleared. In fact, if we had not made the noise, Miriam, I want to be very proud and tell the world that my television station made no noise, followed the Wafula Chebukati more times, and then brought out issues. And until we said, okay, at this time there is no more fighting each other, let them handle the gate. But I was telling you the story of the chairman of Uganda Commission. This guy, let me tell you, Miriam, this guy amused me. I told him, have you seen the way they have done the election in Kenya? Why don't you take this type of thing and organize a free and fair election where people don't kill others, where there is no security in where I am now in Bomas, near Bomas. Nobody is there, Miriam. And they have seen my badge, my journalistic badge, my Commonwealth badge. I have everything, and I show everything. The Commonwealth, everything here. Commonwealth Journalists, International Journalists Association, the Kenyan, and the police say go. If it was Uganda, I would be beaten. Just where are you going? What are you doing? Because someone would have assumed it is an opposition leader coming to do this or that. So the man admitted. This time, Miriam, I think after this election, whoever is going to take over the Electoral Commission, let's all work together as Africans. Let's all work together and make a better Africa. And look at the value of ballot papers. We printed 62 million ballot papers, Miriam. And out of these 62 million ballot papers, what have we? We now wasted 80 million papers. 80 million. How much is that? It's almost 1 billion shillings. And that 1 billion shillings would have built us 10 to 12 to 20 dispensaries. So is Africa ready for elections? Are you ready for elections? That is one of the topics after tomorrow or the other day, Miriam, let's swing it. Let's talk about it. Why don't you do, Miriam, I would suggest you do a 7-year term. You do 7 years. 5 years spent on building roads, and factory. 2 years is for the president to go around to check on the projects without interruption. Then he goes home. He doesn't come back. Think about it. You have no money to waste over these elections. Thanks God. If this election does not go one off and it is over, we might be forced to cough more 40 billion again to run it, to do what we run off. This is not what we want. This is something we are not capable of doing. But what we want now is to stand firm and tell the people of Africa that the time now and again has come for Africa to stand up to be recognized. And if you don't want to be recognized, then you are one of the best or the worst Africans. Thank you very much, Miriam. Back to you.
All right, very well. And I think, this year's election, I think, has gone into, a shame some of the narratives, especially that was being pushed by the Western world. They expected the worst, but I think at this point it is safe to say that perhaps Kenyans, and in this country we have learned our lessons. We are still learning, but I think we have learned our lessons, and I think we appreciate the peace that we enjoy in this country, because there's a time that was not the case for a couple of days, and we saw what that became of us in this country and where we were headed. And I think now when we compare this and that situation that we had in 2007, 2008, I think Kenyans, we appreciate more the peace that we enjoy in this country and the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. And also it is a good thing that this time round, IEBC and, did not decide that the media should not be part of the tallying, because in 2017, I think what was increasing the anxiety among Kenyans was because the media was not allowed to do what we're doing right now. But now with this, every media house is tallying the figures, of course, the official figures that they're getting from the IEBC portal. It increases some level of transparency and some safeguards, because now people are able to compare, to look and compare and see, even as we wait for the official results from the IEBC. So I think I'm happy that some of these things that the people from the Western world were expecting will happen, and the travel alerts that they even issues in some parts of this country, the violence that they anticipated, that did not take place. So I'm just hoping for calmness, and we continue the way we are, even as we wait for the official results from the IEBC, and hopefully we can end this process as smoothly and calmly as it has been. I don't know, Doc, what is your take on Didmas Baraza? Because right now, of course, he has won and he has retained his Kimilili Member of Parliament seat, but he did allegedly shoot somebody during the election day on Tuesday, and he has disappeared. And the returning officer in Kimilili has said he can't hand over that certificate to his aide. He has to go there and pick it himself because the police are looking for him. So how do you see this panning out?
It's indeed very interesting, Miriam, that the police are saying we can't hand over the certificate to anybody.
The returning officer and the police are waiting for him, I guess, to come pick that certificate because he did allegedly kill somebody.
Yes, let him come. Why is he fearing? Let him come out. Let him come out and face us and face the law. The law of the land is waiting for him. He killed some people. You don't kill people because you have found them in love affair or they're in love with your children or with one of your girlfriend concubines. No. You just go home, walk home and allow the things to sort themselves up. But what he has done is something very, very, very bad, which might land him in a very terrible situation as we speak now. So how is he going to? He can't go to parliament. He thinks he's hiding, thinking that William Ruto will be declared president. Then he can come out and confuse the court. No, they want him. They will get him. Kenyan police, once they want you, they get you. There is nothing you can hide.
Very well. And one of our viewers here is asking for the latest presidential figures. I think we have them. Penny, Mike Wafula, we have them on the screen there, I think. But the figures have changed slightly. Yeah.
You tell them. Maybe tell them she might be wanting, because some of the people are even not watching TV. They just want to hear a voice from other people.
Okay, so right now Raila is leading with 6.463. That is according to one station that has updated theirs. I think ours also will be updated soon at 6.463. 6,463,412, and Ruto is following in, closer there with 6,407,957. So Raila is still slightly ahead there. And right now it's crunch time, not so much votes remaining. So we are waiting to see. I think by the end of today, probably we shall have seen the projection of how this election might end. But remember, we must wait for the official, results from the IEBC. We can only project from the figures that we have from the official IEBC portal. That is the Electoral Commission here in Kenya. And then from there, we do our tallying and give you the figures, but ultimately the official figures must come from the IEBC. So that is just what we have right now. So anyway, I see Kiptanui, now you are ready to speak. What is the mood and what is going on where you are?
Thank you so much, Miriam. I had to get out of where I was because it was a Kalenjin dominant, a certain cave in town. So I also went there.
What is that supposed to mean? You didn't feel safe enough to?
Yeah,
what is the mood?
I was not.
What is? Are people happy? Are people anxious?
No. The mood actually is not good, Miriam. You know why?
Okay.
I've realized the more I share this Punchline Africa TV photos and updates on what next we are having. We are having another tune in to Punchline Africa, tune in, and people are actually watching. So are actually watching, and they are picking the platform from my WhatsApp status. I don't fear myself because I know Raila Odinga is going to win. So I actually receive a straight call from somebody, and he told me, Kumbe Dr. David is your friend. Then I had to get out of that place so that I get to a safer place so that I can now talk freely.
Oh.
So Miriam, the situation here actually is so tense. I want to report to you with Dr. David there and our viewers. Most of the people have actually realized there is William Ruto actually is losing. And you see, Miriam, going to the figures, people are calculating the way we are also calculating. People are calculating and people are seeing. They say in Kalenjin Magonda, which means there is a problem somewhere. Things are going south. It's not like in the morning when I read that people are celebrating. Actually, people are celebrating, but the way things are going, actually, there is a lot of tension, and I think we want to add the security agencies to maintain, to actually make sure there is a lot of security. So that when the results will be announced, it will be okay. Miriam, let me go back to the question you had asked me about voters apathy, especially in the zones where we are expecting our youth to come out and vote. Miriam, there is a problem. Most of the youths, the way my sister Gladwell said the last time, that most of the youths, they don't have voters cards, they don't have IDs. These are the kind of the people, they are border riders. You see, I saw yesterday, I saw the previous day when we are going to court. Border guys are all over town busy burying people. When you see they have not even voted, which means they don't have the requisite requirements to cast their votes. And it is shame for these youth of this country, which are making actually this country to go reverse. They are not voting. Maybe even if most of them have the voters card or the ID, they might not even have heed the call of IBC to register. And it is actually a shame. Miriam, I want to say confidently that we are almost winning this. And it is also my prayer that we win this general election so that actually we show this world that we were not electing people who will come and actually mess up with the economy of this country. And maybe if situation will not be okay, I will be reporting to you what is happening in this Nakuru County. It is actually a county where actually when you see most of the members of parliament who cleaned these seats, they cleaned through UDA. So let us keep calm as I will be bringing you up to date in wherever I will be.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And the National Tallying Center, which is at the Bomas of Kenya, is very busy right now, and you've seen some notable figures making their way there. Of course, IEBC still has not yet indicated when they will be giving the official, results. Mm-hmm.
There is somebody who wants to join from US. Is called Mwaura, Jiru Mwaura from United States of America. He wants to join us. I don't know whether Stephen has seen him. Have you seen him on site?
Yes, let him try to join again. I think I saw something like that.
Yes. They can join. Now, the situation, yes, Miriam, go ahead. And
I'm done. Just go ahead. Kiptanui was just reporting to us the situation and the mood in Nakuru, and he's saying there's a lot of tension. But I hope it's just anxiety, but it's not the kind of tension that will make others feel unsafe where they are. I just hope it's just the normal jitters and anxiety, because obviously when you vote for somebody...
Yes, Miriam. Actually, people are waiting for these results so much.
It's just anxiety.
Yeah, anxiety. I hope that is the right word.
That is the right word, because when you say tension, then that means, that is a red alert. But, people are anxious because everybody who voted, they really want the person they voted for to win. So they will be anxious until the results are announced. So let's just, say that the people there are anxious. And I think Kenyans are anxious everywhere. And, the numbers have kept changing. What they're looking right now is not what they were in the morning. So they've changed, and so that has been it. So until IEBC issues the official figures, ours is just a projection as it is right now. Very well, Doc.
There's something that I wanted to ask. Why the government is not arresting Ginger? Because Ginger is declaring that William has won. We are not saying otherwise. Why is the IEBC not arresting Ginger? He's declaring that William has won, and he's telling us. So isn't that a crime? What do you think about that?
Maybe, Dr. David.
Yes.
Chirchir actually must be condemned. Chirchir is the man who has been feeding UDA bloggers with fake results since morning. And it is a wake-up call for this guy, Kinoti, and his team to just investigate the phone call of this guy called Chirchir. Chirchir has been known since 2007. He's one of the guys who is messing up to every election. We want to tell him this round not to ban this country.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yeah, come in. Njiru, open up and we see your face. You are in the States.
Okay.
Are you able to open up?
My video is not opening up, maybe unless I'm using my phone right now, but I can give a few comments, then I go away. But
Okay.
I can, yeah, thank you, Bwana Masanga. I follow you. I'm very happy because of what is happening in Kenya now. First of all, let me say that it is clear Raila Odinga is going to win this election. Even if it is going to take 30 days to do the tabulation, even if whatever the time. First of all, what is happening now, when Dr. Masanga and Silvana there, is a redefinition of democracy. You can see the path which Kenya has gone as early as 1992. You have seen the tears and the amount of people who have died in Kenya, so that we can be able to have a credible election, which you can be able to see today. And I can tell you without fear or favor, Mr. Raila Odinga, the person who was in the forefront charting this path, he is going to win this election decisively. And I can tell you, Raila Odinga never wanted to bungle this election. All what Raila Odinga wanted was to demonstrate how a credible election can be done, so that we can have a beacon of hope from him. So no matter the side issues, because I've been following how the results have been coming, there has been too much propaganda coming from the Hustler Nation direction. They are bloggers, they are IT experts, and we have seen the candidates who they had even announced they had won, how the real votes have come to turn against them, to the extent they had tried to paint as if the Kenyan map had been painted with an exact, with too much area of yellow. You can now see decisively the Kenyan map is only yellow in yellow and North Rift alone, nowhere else. You can see Mr. Raila Odinga has swept the Upper Eastern, Lower Eastern, Turkana, Nyanza. He has swept everywhere. So, and I can tell you, even Raila Odinga, even without counties like Mandera and some other areas, he was still competitive in 2017 and 2013. So what I would like to tell Kenyans now is that Raila presidency has been confirmed, and there is no other way in which we can confirm that Raila presidency is not alive. It's already here. Raila Odinga has won decisively because we can see how the numbers are. He has won by landmass and by people. And I think it's a learning lesson even to our neighboring countries who would want this path. It has been a painful path where, personally, I believe we could have gotten Raila presidency much earlier than now. But I thank God we have gotten it at a time when no one will cry of rigging of an election. Because remember, rigging of an election is defranchising people of that country. You will get bad governance starting from rigging of an election. So if we are able to get a good, credible election, I say, okay. And also, I also want to congratulate IEBC. I think IEBC has done beyond the expectation. I was not expecting them to do what is happening now. At least they have a portal. You can go there, you download the images by yourself, you get the numbers, and you can be able to determine the person who has won. It is unfortunate that the DP president, his supporters, decided to use that information in the wrong way. The information was there, you can tabulate for yourself, and Raila Odinga has won this election. Thank you, Bwana Masanga.
Very well, thank you so much. Perhaps a lesson our neighboring countries can pick and learn. Doc, there was a lot of jokes from Uganda yesterday, and some Ugandans were wondering, especially from Monday, they were saying it is the eve of elections in Kenya and internet has not been shut down. There is no military presence in the streets of Nairobi and major cities. And they were wondering if this elections is really happening somewhere, in Africa. And one of them made a joke saying that Kenyans, that was yesterday, are still not sure who their next president is going to be. But here in Uganda, we already know the winner of the next presidential election. So you can see, to me, this is a yearning. This is a people yearning to to for a time that they will truly enjoy, a democracy that their voice will actually matter. And I think we talked about this early in the morning, even for us, like our good friend there from the US has said, it has been a long journey. For us, we fought for it. These freedoms we're enjoying in this country, it did not come easy. And Kenyans right now have made sure that that cannot be interfered with. And we're there safeguarding and nurturing this democracy that we're enjoying and that is continuing to develop until to a point where we'll feel like we have fully gotten it right. But I think so far we're on the right track.
We are. In fact, so many people in my village, at our compound, yesterday we were crowded. They were saying, everybody was calling me to find out whether the thing has been done or not, whether it is over, because they were wondering, are you still on internet? He said, yes. Are you still on WhatsApp? Yes. I said, what is this? I am saying, I am not from there. I said, I'm not from that place where you are. I'm in Kenya. In fact, the chairman of the Uganda Electoral Commission, I'm telling you, Miriam, he almost hid under the table. Only that he had so many people and he was taking it. Tea would have poured on his shirt. Because when he saw me coming, I said, Justice Biamukama, you know me how I shout when I reach the hotel. I shouted, Justice Biamukama, how are you? And now Justice Biamukama said, ha. I said, have you seen the way they organize the election here? Is there any chaos? You see, you are even enjoying the atmosphere in the hotel. And no chaos. But sir, you even made people to be beaten up.
Others were kidnapped and have never been found since the last election.
Some of them have, yes. So it is a sad story. And such things don't occur well when some people in neighboring countries hear that Kenya's election went peacefully. So some of them are even manipulating they are opening up their server systems to steal and confuse our system. So the authorities here should be careful. Chebukati must announce these results quickly and tell the people who are the winners. Because there's someone preparing some things we have heard already in one of these neighboring countries. That is my sound. And I have nothing to fear anymore. No more fearing. We have feared enough. There are people preparing to disrupt Kenya's election. And they are based somewhere. We know them. In this East African community. We know them. They have come in big numbers. They are everywhere. We know you. But Kenya will not go down that route. If you want really your candidate, whom you have been siphoning and enjoying money with, we have discovered where his weakness is. Yeah. His weakness is a liar. He's a terrorist. In fact, it's with terrorists called Harun Eyadin. Hey, wacha tuambiane. Yeah. Be careful, Kenyans. Because you saw yesterday, you saw a Tanzanian journalist asking a very serious question. Hey, mbona nyenye wa Kenya mnafanya vitu he used a very good term, a journalist, you heard it, Miriam. Mm-hmm. He was saying, mbona nyenye wa Kenya muko kila kitu inakuja sasa, matunda unanoga matunda kutoka huko. Hii result inakuja. This is very good. That is what he was saying. The Tanzanian journalist who was asking Chebukati, this type of organization, kwetu Tanzania haipo. That's what he said. This type of organization in Kenya, kwetu Uganda haipo. Jamani, kwetu tuko kwa shida. Election zetu ziko za mavurugano. Election zetu ziko za kupiga watu risasi. Watu wanakufa juu ya election in our country. The people should learn from us. We have suffered. I hope the chairman of the Uganda Electoral Commission will go back home and correct the mess and make sure that people can vote. I'm telling you, in the next 10 years, Kenya is going to vote from home because you are doing M-Pesa. I don't see the reason why, Miriam, you should waste time going to queue. If we had honest people, honest people, well-organized, honest people, you get my point, we would be voting from our sitting room. Like in London. In London, you can even vote in your sitting room and send what we call a postal vote. But if you send a postal vote here in Kenya, somebody will manipulate them and write 7 of them. We still have some elements within the communities that are not very good. Back to you, Miriam. I can see Tawish Olesisana has joined us. Tawish, good afternoon. And I can see Njiru Joseph has joined us. Thank you very much. Be joining us in Njiru from United States of America. Thank you very much, my brother, for waking up so early to join us. Yes, Tawish, tell us more. Wherever you are, where you are now.
Very well. Thank you so much, Dr. David Masanga. It's good to see you. I think it's about almost 24 hours. I haven't quite heard or seen you.
Yes.
But again, I can see you're jovial and you're strong. I'm sure you've been very, very busy.
I've been very, very busy. Have you ever seen my type of phone, Guana? You know it.
I can see that, Terry.
The other one in 2017, the one that did miracles, is here now again.
I know. Thanks so much, Dr. Masanga, and of course, Miri Mogutu, and of course, all the correspondents who are joining in this program this afternoon, evening, depending on where you're watching this program from. I need Dr. Masanga. It's been, hours of anxiety and apprehension and waiting for many Kenyans, really waiting to see how the results of the presidential elections are going to pan out. Of course, not to mention other positions like the member of county assembly, the senators, of course, the members of National Assembly, the governors, women rep, and all other elective positions. People have been waiting eagerly on the presidential election results. And I think this far, even in as far as there's that anxiety amongst Kenyans, they still continue really to keep the faith and wait that eventually the results will be announced. And the results that will be announced by IEBC are those that reflect the will of the people and what the people of Kenya would have wanted really reflected through the ballot. And we also have to give credit to the presidential candidates so far because unlike in the past, Dr. Masanga, we would have seen so much really in terms of activity coming from the presidential candidates, those who claim victory, those who claim rigging, and so much of such incidences that trigger much more anxiety amongst Kenyans. But looking at what is happening now, I think they have also kept the cool and just allowed the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to do its work as it's doing, and of course also coupled with the media. The only thing, Dr. Masanga, that raises so much of concern, and I think moving into future, you've highlighted the issue of maybe Kenya has to adopt such kind of voting system where any individual, any eligible voter can just vote from the comfort of their homes, or they can even just use their phones really to vote in any kind of leaders they want. This is something that is possible, Dr. Masanga. If Kenya was actually where the M-Pesa was invented, Kenya is the heart and the mother of so many inventions in terms of even technology itself. This is something that is possible. It can be done so that we reduce the hassle and the wait and for the people to go and queue. Just like you've seen now, we had a very low turnout in terms of the voters who came out really to vote. That is on Tuesday. So if we are able to rectify such kind of issues, then probably so many Kenyans will be inspired to go out and vote. Another thing, Dr. Masanga, which is of concern, is that we should have had amalgamated all the media houses into one command center where we have, I would say, one center where results are being streamed from the media, so that next time we want to see the Media Council of Kenya and other stakeholders, including the IEBC, work together so that coherently, so we can have just all the media houses streaming results from the same source and giving results, the same results in all TV stations. I think that is just one of the major concerns Kenyans have been raising because this appears to be a new concept altogether, and it somehow does confuse Kenyans because when you look into one TV station, you try to watch, you find that this other presidential candidate is leading, on this other one is leading. So it does confuse Kenyans, and they cannot quite understand how come that if these media houses are collecting results from the same IEBC portal, how come that we are having different variants in terms of the results? In as much as IEBC has come out and of course try to give answers to such kind of concerns, I think as we move into the future, these are some of the things that IEBC and the media should really work on. Just like we saw with the presidential debate, we want to see all the media houses really form just one forum where we will have to where they uniform for the benefit of Kenyans. That way, I suppose also it will reduce the so much tension that we witness today, Dr. Masanga. I submit.
Very well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I can see Njiru Joseph has a hand up. Go ahead, Njiru.
Okay, thank you.
We close down.
Okay, thank you, Bwana Masanga. I just wanted to add a comment and maybe react a little bit to what Oresisina said. Thank you for his presentation. But I would like to first of all confirm to Oresisina that way. If Kenyan media today was having synchronized results, it could have been subject for chaos at the moment. Why? Because there could have been an issue, maybe like there is collusion which is happening, there is something which is happening. So to me, I think as a beginning, as a part of trying to get things right, because media is not the official person who is supposed to report the final result, still the final results will be declared by IBC. I think it was good the way the government and other stakeholders around the media to do their own thing. Because at the end of the day, if they are reporting the right thing, the value will still be X. The final answer will still be X, regardless of where each media house is starting from. So I am a bit skeptical if the media worked as one unit, because it could have been subject to many questions. So I would still want it to be the way it is. Let every media house report their own data, as long as whatever they are reporting is authentic. Somebody can start from whichever county you want, somebody can start from whichever province you want, but the way they did it, it is the best. Remember, even in the US, there were issues because of tabulation of votes, because of some disagreements here and there. That is in their previous election in 2020. So that's why I'm saying, I think this one was a well-thought issue, and it has given us the best outcome so far. The other issue, the reason why you are seeing presidential candidates are not reacting, it is not because some of the presidential candidates are very happy with what is happening. No, the issue is that IBC ensured everything was in the portal. So even if you want to react badly, there is no any circumstance which could allow you. Even if you want to force Kenyans into thinking manipulation is being done, Kenyans will not buy it, because IBC partly implemented what they were told to do by the Supreme Court. And what IBC was told to implement by Supreme Court was to allow a public portal to be available where all the elections will be dumped hours after tabulation has been done in individual polling centers. So, and they have implemented that. So that's why I'm telling you that transparency is what is holding some of the presidential candidates. It is not that they are so peaceful. No, we know how they are, and we know how the election season has been. It has been very polarizing. But when you put things straight and forward to the eyes of the public, even somebody who has deceit or they want to do the wrong thing, they will not do it. So I would just like to say, it is not that they love peace, some of them. No, it is because honesty has been shown. And even if you want to come and tell Kenyans there is some deceit, because I have been following the Hustle Nation and their bloggers, what they have been talking too much about rigging, but they have been unable to substantiate it because of the transparency which IBC has done. Let me tell you, no matter how the election of 2022 is going to be, Kenyans are going to accept it. William Ruto voters will accept it. Raila Odinga voters will accept it because they can see things are clear and white. And we can see the election was very competitive, and we can see the tilt might be 51-48. That one could be the final score. Lastly, I also want to confirm something, that progress of any country starts with a credible election. Remember, you cannot rise to a developed country if you don't decide on good governance. And good governance starts from having a credible election where the voice of the people is respected, where the people who win the election are the people who govern that country. So that's why I would like to say, Raila Odinga, by winning this election, because I'm confident he's going to win this election, it is our path towards becoming a developed country. Because remember, if you bungle an election or if you steal an election, you begin on the wrong foot. You want to first of all certify the people who helped you win that election, either by rigging or doing whatever they did to you. But if you win an election honestly, you don't need to certify anyone. It is the will of the people which was done. Then the last thing, maybe to comment on what Dr. Masanga said, if there is any person outside Kenya who might want to bungle this election, I think they will not be able to do it. I think what they can do is use the Kenyan election as a blueprint to advance your country wherever you are. And I can tell people, whatever Kenyans have done, even some countries in Europe, they have not reached this level. I think whatever Kenya has done, even some countries in Europe will use it as a blueprint. Because we know there are some countries whereby even they don't do election, the election is just like an arranged circle. Then lastly, I also want to tell Mr. Ruto, if he is listening to me, next time when you are vying, have the right method of vying for the presidency. I know he disrespected his boss. He said the vote of his boss was not important. And that vote of his boss, Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, is what has costed Mr. Ruto this election. If he was good with his boss, I'm double sure Mr. Ruto right now, he could be dancing to the bank by winning this election. But it is unfortunate. He decided to polarize the country. Yes, he has won majority of the votes from the president's backyard, but it is unfortunately he will go to opposition even with the president's backyard. Why? Because he disrespected the president, he disrespected the presidency, and the reason why we have voted for Raila Odinga and Martha Karua was to bring sanctity to the office of presidency. We have seen so much circus between the president and the deputy president, and we don't want that one to happen again. We want a deputy president who can respect his boss. That is my submission. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. James Bitoro, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. You're saying you had predicted Raila would win, and you're happy that your prediction was right.
Mine was 53% the winner, and it is -1, -2, +2, and I hope it will come to that. We have also Alcatraz from Zimbabwe. Do you want to join us, Alcatraz?
How are you, Dr. Masang?
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I've posted my question to you already on the chat box, but I thought you didn't
No,
see
we
it.
can't. We haven't read. Can you now say it since you are here?
Okay, yeah. My question is, will the losing candidate in this Kenyan election going to concede and accept defeat, or we are going to witness a rerun, recount petitions? What is going to happen since we have learned something from the previous plebiscite before?
we don't know yet, but we don't see any signs of anything. We are waiting for the results. Usually, if there is any sign that comes out, believe me or not, that sign comes through. It comes through the announcement of the results. So if the results are announced today, we can see the grumbling. Of course, there will be people who are not happy. But the people like us who have been in Liverpool for 45 years, we move on. I support the Liverpool club. And if it loses, we move on and do other things. But some other people in Kenya, yes.
If you support Liverpool, then you deserve a cup for being loyal. I think I'm very happy with it.
So let me ask you one question, Alcatraz. How are people in Zimbabwe? People in Zimbabwe have, some of them, I was with them on WhatsApp. Some are missed. I think that Ruto is a very good man. No. Ruto is a man who has brought Kenya down by being so corrupt and looting everything within the last 10 years. And you see, things have changed here. And what President Uhuru Kenyatta, and tell your people, the Constitution of Republic of Kenya does not allow the president to sack the deputy president. You can't do it. Even if he fights you in the office, you can't sack him. He has to be sacked by the parliament. That's why we had Ruto up to the end, using the government resources to campaign and taking allowances. So that is where we are. But
Zimbabweans are watching closely events unfolding in Kenya, because the next time it's us, Kenyans will be watching us. So we are watching closely what is happening in Kenya, and we know there were certain illegal. It was a festival of illegalities this last term of Uhuru Kenyatta. I don't know what was happening in between the states, between himself and Ruto. But for Ruto himself to do what he's promising people, you could have do it because he was the deputy president for the previous 5 years. So I think people are eagerly waiting for the victory of Raila in Zimbabwe. That's why what I was heading along the streets, they are just confused because the race is so fierce and tight. It's just
don't worry, Auli. We shall bring you tomorrow because we need to wind up the program right now, and we go and prepare for our night shift that will come on very early in the morning by 6 o'clock, and maybe perhaps there will be results by then. But we want to shift corners as we speak right now. Preparations are in the Kenyatta International Conference Center, where Raila Amolo Odinga and the Azimio Brigade have put up their platform and their preparation for the results to be announced. The security around there is really very tight, and therefore it means there are quite a number of things that are going to take shape. And as we speak, yes.
See you on the inauguration, Dr. Masa.
Thank you very much. God bless you, Alcatraz. Thank you very much. Thank you very much in Harare. Njiru, what is the time there? Are you in Washington, in New York? Where are you? We want to close down.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, but Njiru, where are you?
Yeah, I'm in the US. I'm in a city called Fargo.
Fargo, okay.
Yeah,
so say your parting short, yes.
Yeah, I wanted to add something to Alcatraz. Alcatraz, don't worry of what is going to happen in the Kenyan election. I know you might not be aware of and that's why I began by saying that disrespected is both. What Mr. Ruto has managed to do, he has tried to inherit some of the support from Uhuru. So majority of his vote have come from President Uhuru backyard. But remember, not everybody from Uhuru backyard went to vote. So he disrespected the presidency. There was so much disagreement, and Mr. Raila Odinga, who is the projected winner, came to his rescue. There are so many things which fell. We had something we were calling BBI, which was supposed to solve some of our electoral issues, and it was even some of the people who lose in presidential elections were supposed even to benefit from that thing. Mr. Ruto said that thing was not good, and I see him losing this election and just going home with nothing, because we wanted to solve this issue of winner takes it all. We wanted at least to have a more balanced government, whereby, because like in Kenya, we don't have the official opposition. If you lose the election, you go home with nothing. So we wanted at least to stabilize the issues of disagreement, whereby even if you lose an election, like the way Ruto is going to lose the election with a lot of votes, but that still you can still have some position and some benefit in the government. But unfortunately, he is not going to get, and I'm happy because he's the guy who fought the BBI, and he disrespected the president. He is the guy who has made the president so unpopular in his own backyard. He managed to build propaganda against the president, and that's why you see the president became too unpopular in his backyard. But we thank God, because the retro support which the president has brought to Mr. Raila Odinga is the difference today. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I understand you.
Thank you very much.
Clear, yeah?
Thank you very much from Zimbabwe, thank Alcatraz, and from United States of America, Jiru Joseph, and Captain Nui from Narok, and from Nakuru City, Olesisana Tawish from Narok, and Miriam, back to you in the general headquarters in Nairobi. I'm Dr. David Matanga in the mobile unit near the Tallying Center of IEBC. Thank you very much. God bless you, Miriam. Thank you. You take it away from us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching.